Social Explorer Part 2, creating a table using census tracts and the neighborhood tabulation areas charts. In the last video, we took a look at Social Explorer and we talked about geographical levels being state, county, zip codes, and census tracts. And we used the neighborhood tabulation area chart from NYC Planning to determine which census tracts make up a New York City neighborhood. So the New York City planning site has a census download and metadata page, and you can download the neighborhood tabulation areas right here. From there, we determined that Morningside Hamilton Heights neighborhood have about 20 census tracts. So we're going to use those census tracts for our final report. In the meantime, let's just focus on 3 census tracts because otherwise we'll have a really huge report and we won't see all of the elements on the screen. So I'm going to make note of these 3 census tracts and we will go to the library homepage at library.ccny.cuny.edu. To find Social Explorer, underneath the one search box is the database A to Z link, and we go under S for Social Explorer. Now, I created a username and password in Social Explorer, which I used my City College email. You can see my initials up here. I use my City College email and a unique password. This is not a password that the library or City College controls, but if you create one, you can save your work in Social Explorer and you can go back to it. To create a table, go to the left side and click on Tables. And we're going to create a table on means of transportation and travel time for our neighborhood. So let's go to American Community Surveys 5-year estimates. We'll do the most recent 5 years. So you go there and you click on Report. And now you have to designate your geographic type. And we decided we're going to use census tracts. Select your state. And Manhattan is in New York County. That's easy. And you could use all of the census tracts in New York City or all of the census tracts in New York County. As I said before, let's just do 3 so we can see the data. And then at the end, I will do the full neighborhood. So we'll pick the first census tract and we'll add it to our list. And we'll add 2 more. And proceed to tables. So we're not doing the full neighborhood yet. We're just doing this as a demonstration. Now, it asks you to select a data set, and Social Explorer creates some mildly curated data sets. We'll just go straight to American Community Survey because I want to show you all the different codes that cover all the information in here. So you have all kinds of demographic information. You can search population by place of birth. You can search, by age. There are lots and lots of categories now. If we go down to BO8 134, they have means of transportation to work by travel time to work. So let's choose that for our report. And you add it onto your table, and now you can show results. So the results are going to be the means of transportation to work by travel time, and we're only checking those 3 census tracts. And our results, I only chose 3 so we could see it all on the screen. So this is the 5-year estimates, and this is going to give you the means of transportation to work by travel time. So you have the totals here, and then in times up top, and then you have the modes of transportation beneath it. Carpooled, and then there's public transportation, and then it breaks up the types of public transportation. So you could determine, what people take to work and how much time it takes them to get to work from this neighborhood. Now, there's another report that I want to show you. So let's go back to where it says tables right here, and we can load a different table. So instead of the ACS, we can go straight to pre-made tables. And this is a curated these are curated tables that sort of cover the main groups of the ACS surveys, because the ACS surveys have dozens and dozens of breakouts, but the pre-made reports sort of cover the big swaths of subjects. And number 14 is means of transportation by travel time. And let's go down, and we can add that to our report and show results. So this is actually, it does a little bit more of the work for us, because it gives us a different spread of data, and it's presented differently, and it incorporates total population, which is really handy. So like I said, we're only doing these 3 census tracts, but you get the totals here, and then you get this nice view of all the different categories. So it's a little more manageable than those super granular ACS. So I encourage you to, when you build your table, you might want to consider just going straight to pre-made reports and see what they have to offer. So, you could go to housing, or, income. There's lots of different variables that you can use to create your report. In addition to that, you could even stack the ACS codes. So if you wanted to create like a table that has different things. I really like that pre-made report idea. So I'm going to pause the recording, and I will load up all the census tracts and generate a chart for this pre-made report number 14 with the full population of the neighborhood. So here under the Geographies tab, I loaded all of the census tracts. for this neighborhood. Oh, it's down, they're down here. Now we can proceed to tables, and let's go straight to that pre-made report number 14. And it's quite amazing how quickly these reports get generated. So as you can see, there's 21 pages of data because we've added all these census tracts. And at the end, there's the totals. Wow, the total population is 112,000. It's amazing how fast that generated. And then it gives you population density, and the area is only 1.53 miles. That's amazing. It's an awful lot of people in a small space. And then you can see the number of workers, and just by looking at the number of workers, you can see that the majority of residents choose public transportation. And then travel time to work, most everyone, let's see, what's the most relevant? So it looks like people on average spend close to an hour. Most of the population here spends, between 30 minutes and an hour to get to work. And then you have your source and your notes too. So it gives you all of the AC, it tells you what this chart is made up of. And now you can download the report as an Excel sheet. And if you look here, I uploaded the full spreadsheet onto my computer, and we have all the tracks, and the totals are in the column on the right. So, you see the same information. And if you choose, you can just save the report. So I'll just call it Hamilton Heights Transportation. And that is how you create a table in Social Explorer. As I said last time, I encourage you to go into Social Explorer and click around and look at some of the other tutorials, because there is so much data. I think it just depends on the variables that you're considering for your work.